Have you guys ever experienced loss? Well, I guess that's a silly question since it's COVID-19 and we're all experiencing some type of loss, whether that be the second half of your school year, your junior year of playing sports, your middle school graduation, your high school graduation. We all are experiencing loss during this time in some degree, but we've also, maybe some of us have experienced loss in a different way. Losing a relative, losing a grandparent, losing a parent. And that can be a really weird situation, dealing with mourning. What does that look like? And so this week, I want to talk about that. And I want to go to a place that reminds me of a time that I spent a lot of time mourning and I really learned what it meant. So let's go do that. Well, hey guys, so this week we thought we'd try something a little bit different. This week we're talking about blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. And I think especially as we talk through like a time of thinking about those in the past, thinking about those that are mourning, graduation being gone, not being able to have a ceremony, not being able to finish your last year of sports, not being able to do all of the things, and we're mourning. It reminded me of this time where I was in mourning a lot, and that was the time my mom passed away. So when I was a senior in high school and I was about to graduate, my mom had a what's called a brain aneurysm rupture, and what happens is there's a blood vessel in your brain, and then that burst, and so she ended up having blood on her brain, and her brain swelled, and all these things, and she was dead within a week. But what's crazy about that time is that was a time of being sad. That was a time of being confused. That was a time of wondering what is going on. I think a lot of us are in that time right now. But what's crazy about the verse that we're looking at today, which is blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted, is that second half. That half of being comforted. Because I can spend a long time talking about mourning. I spent a lot of time running from mourning, running from that emotion, running from that feeling, running from that time of not really knowing what's going on in life and being sad and confused and angry, and I just hid it. I mean, I hid it so much that I went off to college. I didn't even think about it. I just acted like nothing happened. And it got to the point where I was failing out of college. The people literally said to me, Eric, you have two options here. You can either leave this school, we'll have to kick you out because of your grades, or you can go to a counselor. It literally forced me to go to a counselor, or I had to stop going to Moody. And so I went to a counselor, and I just remember the first time I was at a counselor, it was the weirdest feeling. I remember being there and just talking through all of the emotions I had, talking about all the feelings I had, talking about everything that happened to me, because it wasn't just my mom that passed away. It was a bunch of family members. It was a dog that I've had for a long time. It was just all those things. And I was so sad. And I remember talking through that and the counselor just being like, yeah, you've gone through a lot of stuff. And I don't say that as a weird thing. I just say that in the fact that here's a person outside of my realm of influence, outside of someone I knew. There was a person that was telling me, you're going through a lot, and that's okay. And I feel like we need to talk through that. I feel like when we come to you guys are maybe mourning a lot. You guys haven't seen your friends in person in a long time. You guys had to end a whole semester of school from home. You had to start learning how to do e-learning. Some of you guys are graduating middle school. Some of you guys are graduating high school. And it gets to this point where it feels like, man, I have lost so much. Or it gets to this point where you feel like, is anything ever going to be the same? Is this ever going to be over? You know, you guys, I just want to tell you, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be bummed. It's okay to have those days. I know I've had multiple days in the last 50 whatever days we've been in this COVID quarantine life. But what I learned about in this moment, when my mom passed away, and then the months following and the years following, is I learned the second half of that verse really well. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Remember last week we talked about how blessed is similar to congratulations. Congratulations that you were mourning. Why would anybody say congratulations when you were mourning? Well, it's because you're going to be comforted. You're going to feel that peace. You're going to feel that comfort from God. You guys, I've felt that. I've been there. I've had moments of terrible sadness. I got diagnosed with depression in 2011. I've had moments of sadness, but I've also had moments of comfort. And so I think as we go through this time in COVID, as we go through all of these different things, I think it's just really important. And the thing I've been kind of wrestling with this past week as I was been preparing for just talking about this verse and thinking about everything that I've been going through or have gone through, is that there is comfort. There is peace. We have a God who knows us. We have a God who loves us. We have a God who cares about us. He knows our hurts. He knows our pain. He knows our sadness. And He wants to comfort us in those moments. You know, I like to come out here and kind of think sometimes. You know, anniversaries aren't really big, like anniversary of her death or different things like that. Those aren't really big for me. It's just random days. I just have random bad days. And I've probably been out here, she's been gone now for 10 years, and I've probably been out here for, I don't know, maybe 5-6 times in my life. It's not really often. But when I do, I look around. I sit, I hear sometimes birds chirping like it is now. Sometimes it's a truck driving by like it is right now. And I just sit and I think about how God has been there through it all. How it is 10 years later, and yes, I have bad days, I have hurts, but I also have a lot of joy. I have a lot of memories, I have a lot of exciting things. And I'm talking about a time my mom passed away. For you guys, it might be something different. Some of you guys might be so bummed, like I said, about graduating middle school or high school and not having a ceremony. Some of you guys are bummed that one of your seasons, which you love playing sports, that's what you live for, one of those is just gone. My challenge to you this week, my challenge to you when you're feeling sad, when you're mourning, whatever's going on, is to sit and think about that comfort. Think about what it's like to be comforted by the King of Kings. Think about what it's like to be comforted by the one who loves you and knows you more than anyone else in the world. I just want to challenge you guys this week and let you know and remind you that you are not alone, that it's okay to mourn sadness, anger, all that kind of stuff. That is okay. And just remember that in the end, you will be comforted. Thanks, guys.